Alright guys, this is what the issue was. Check it out. That thing is done. Sheesh. Yep, that was the issue.
I'm on TV! Oh shit! First cops, now this? Oh man, I'm be a star, son!
Okay guys, so we went ahead and took out the front part of the transmission. There's just 11 bolts on the inside, and then we're gonna swap out the input shaft. So it's just gonna be this. We're gonna change it to a 26 spline instead of a 10 spline. So the spline is this, and you have to be careful when you are ordering your clutch because they will sell you either a 10 or a 26. The Cobra comes from factory with a 10 spline, but that's not gonna hold up as much power as a 26 spline. I think the 10 spline only holds up about 500 horsepower or so. You'd have to look that up to double check me, but if you upgraded, you could hold up way more power than the 10 spline. So I'm gonna put in the 26 spline, and I think this just slides right out. Yep, just slides out. And then we insert the new one, and then we put it back together. Actually, this is the part where we insert the retainer sleeve as well. So the retainer sleeve is on there. So you're gonna want to hit it with something strong. We're gonna use some weights. We're gonna level this part of the transmission on top of something and use a weight to get that out, and then insert the new one. So we're gonna go ahead and get that done so we don't run out of sunlight. Alright guys, so I placed some wood under the face, and then we're gonna go ahead and grab a 35-pound weight and just drop it as straight as you can on here, and it should just knock the retainer sleeve out. And then we'll go ahead and do something similar to insert it back in. Alright guys, so here's the condition of my clutch. You can see there's chips missing. It's wore out. Still has a little bit of life, but I mean, it's done. Yeah, this clutch is done. Yeah, it was ready for a new clutch. Here's the flywheel condition. There's a crack you can see there. This thing's done too. So we just took the pilot bearing out. Well, my brother Jose did. All we did was put in a 10mm socket, attached an extension. We hammered it in the back while putting a bunch of grease and a bunch of toilet paper in there. And once the pressure builds up, you get this. The toilet paper stops building in the back, pushing the pilot bearing forward, and then you'll take it out, and that's how you take it out. So once we get that done, we're gonna put the flywheel on, put the clutch on, and then everything starts coming back on, opposite of the way you took it out, and that will be it for the clutch job. I won't be recording much more just because we need to get this done. And yeah guys, that's it. Alright guys, so we just put in the retaining sleeve in, and the way we did it is we grabbed the old retainer sleeve, put it behind the new one, and then we grabbed this weight and just drilled it in that way. So it was fairly easy. We put it in the freezer for a while so it shrinks, put a little grease on there, and then once we gave it a few hits, it went right in. So after you clean the face of the transmission here, make sure you give it a good cleaning. Take off all the old gasket, and once it's clean, apply a nice bead all the way around of a new gasket before you close it up. Make sure you have a good amount. You don't have to overdo it, but you want to create a good seal all around. And as you can see, we cleaned both faces, and we're just gonna attach it back together and put all the bolts on. Okay guys, so that about does it for the video. I didn't record much else just because me and my brother had limited time. As you could see, this is what happens when we were working under the car. Our kids kept running out and playing under the car with us. They don't understand that it's dangerous yet. They're still too young. Like you could see my daughter climbing on top of my printer. It's just really hard to have to work with the vehicle at the same time taking care of our kids. So what ended up happening is we worked at nighttime. We waited till like 10 at night and worked till like 3 in the morning, and we just grinded it out. I would say it's well worth doing the job yourself. It's gonna take time. Make sure that you have an extra vehicle to drive around because your vehicle will be down. It can be done in a single day. We just took our time because it was our first time doing a clutch, especially on a Mustang. It was a little bit difficult at times. For example, when putting the transmission back together, as it's heavy and you don't want to force it in. It wasn't aligning right, but we got it to work. I would say if you have the time and if you have the tools, go ahead and do it yourself. It's not that difficult. It's just time consuming, to be honest. If you take your time, do things right, it'll come out good. I've already driven the car. It feels great. I still haven't broken it in all the way. While the car was down, actually my tags expired, so I'm waiting for my tags to come in, and so I haven't driven it much ever since I installed the clutch. I just took it for a test drive and it's been sitting in the garage. So later down the line, when I'm actually able to drive the Mustang, I'm gonna give you guys a review on the clutch and how it feels. I haven't driven it enough to let you guys know my initial thoughts, but there's no more of that noise. Obviously, I changed out my throwout bearing. That the one I had was shattered, and there's no leaks. Everything sounds good so far, so fingers crossed everything went well. And once I break it in, I'll tell you guys my reactions on the RXT Mcleod clutch. And in the clutch install video, I showed you guys all the little tricks that me and my brother used to get this process done. So I hope it was helpful for all you guys. And thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. For the video that's coming up next, I think I'm gonna work on the convertible top because my motor went out. I'm not sure if it's the shocks that went out or the motor that went out, but I bought both anyway because they're gonna go out eventually, so I'm gonna just replace them both at the same time. So if you're if you have a convertible top Mustang, this is gonna apply to you. And if you just want to watch more of my videos, go ahead. I'm gonna be changing out the motor and shocks on my convertible top. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
I'm just all about this money. I don't think about no thoughts. Girl, you don't know about me, so get off my fucking D. Born and raised in the dot. This is real as you gon' see. Girl, you don't know about me, so get off my fucking D.